Hi, my name is Aaron Friedman, and this is Politodoxy. Today's topic is immigration. America is a country of immigrants. As it is written in the Constitution right next to, you have a right to disarm me and censor me. Also, the FBI has a right to spy on me. We live in the greatest country on earth, which was not built by immigrants, it was built by settlers, explorers, and conquerors. America belongs to the American citizenry and nobody else. That's why when it comes to the subject of immigration, it always baffles my mind why the question is, how does this benefit the immigrants, when the question should be, how does this benefit the citizenry? On all other subjects, this is how politics is conducted. You could take the most liberal ideas and they will still have to justify it to you by explaining how this benefits you, the citizen. But when it comes to immigration, that's not the question. You, the citizen, has been left out of the conversation. The answer to that question is, it's because you, the citizen, want to drastically reduce immigration, and the elite, rich and powerful on both parties, can't allow that. For the elite in the Democrat Party, the immigrants are their nannies and gardeners, and for the elitist Republicans, it's the cheap labor they're after. That obviously reduces wages. But the Democrats have another use for the illegal aliens. They are future loyal Democrat voters, and they are welcome here as long as they keep voting Democrat. But we, the citizenry, do not appreciate what they are doing to this country. That's why we oppose all this so-called cultural enrichment which the Democrats do not want to be a part of, as it has been demonstrated time and again that as soon as we send illegal aliens to their neighborhoods, they start shouting bloody murder. They act as if they love these immigrants. That's a total lie. Actually, they see those people as votes. Votes to be discarded after the election has been won. They want the illegal aliens to live in your communities, taking away your jobs, committing more crime against you. And if you voice your concern, they call you racist. Which, coincidentally, the definition of racist is a Democrat losing an argument to a Republican. And the definition of Nazi is, oh, they are definitely losing the debate. Back to the main subject, these elitist liberals claim to love all these other cultures, because apparently American culture is too boring for them. So they tried to change the American culture by bringing in more of these third world cultures. Now let's be honest, some of these third world cultures produce amazing food. Some produce amazing music, others interesting traditions. And that's what liberals love about them. But the moment they are forced to live with these cultures longer than they like, that's when they start shouting bloody murder, as we have seen how Ron DeSantis sent 50 illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard, and they quickly brought down the National Guard to remove these unwanted illegal aliens. As a matter of fact, for these liberals, 50 illegal aliens on Martha's Vineyard was a bigger tragedy than 50 illegal aliens dying in the back of a trailer at the southern border because of Joe Biden's immigration policies. What liberals don't get about these illegal aliens is that there is another side to the good food and interesting traditions, and most of it is highly unwelcome in a civilized society such as the United States. But they only want the good things about those cultures, so that's why they can afford to bring over illegal aliens without suffering the consequences, because those illegal aliens will live in your communities. You will have to suffer the consequences. Now, there is another group of liberals who claim that illegal aliens commit far less crime than the general population of the United States, which is actually an hilarious assertion, because literally every illegal alien is a criminal. That it is by its definition, but also that is not true on pure terms of statistics, such as in 2018, close to half of criminals prosecuted in federal courts were illegal aliens. And keep in mind, according to the Brookings Institute, illegal aliens accounted for 3.2% of the US population. Now, all of this is only on the federal level. Now, most crimes in the United States gets prosecuted on the local level. For example, in Texas alone, between June 1, 2011 and November 30, 2021, 356,000 criminal aliens were booked into Texas jails. Now, between them, 243,000 were identified as illegal aliens. And those illegal aliens were charged with more than 401,000 criminal offenses, including 742 murders, more than 47,000 assaults, more than 7,000 burglaries, and much more. Now, don't forget, these are only the reported numbers, but also there's another aspect to this equation. Illegal aliens have it much easier when it comes to the law in liberal states than ordinary Americans. Such as in California, there was this illegal alien who got off for possession of an illegal weapon as a misdemeanor, when it should have been charged as a crime. The liberal district attorneys do not want to deport these criminal aliens, so they flat out don't charge them with any crimes. So in other words, they cook the books. This is how you get your law-abiding illegal alien and your lawless American citizen. But there's another argument here. Why does it matter if we bring in thousands and millions of illegal aliens changing demographics and culture? Why do you care if we erase your traditions? We're getting new ones, maybe even better ones. The answer to that is because this is the greatest country on earth. It was not built on race, ethnicity, skin color, language, or religion. It was built on a set of ideas. Those set of ideas has been enshrined into the Constitution of the United States. Those ideas stem from the Judeo-Christian tradition that stem from the Bible. And while this country wasn't built on religion or language, those things help keep this country together. And the more you chip away at it, the more you tear this country apart. It's good to have coherence. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one, which means regardless of your race, religion, ethnicity, and so on, you just need to accept these ideas that stem from the Holy Bible. You will become part of America. And America is not a set of ideas. America is a nation. It's built upon a specific plot of land. America is a specific people, which come in all religions, all races, all ethnicities. They all have written down their names in this great contract called the Constitution to live by peaceably with these great ideas. And the more you try to replace them with cultures who do not understand these great ideas, they don't respect it. As a matter of fact, some actively hate it. The more you tear this society apart. The American citizenry has every right to deny these globalist elitists their destruction of the great United States of America. And the American citizenry has every right to limit immigration to its country. Limiting that immigration would require a wall. And of course, I've heard this argument, well, a wall won't work. Well, tell that to China, Israel, and the Soviets when they built the Berlin Wall. I find it quite hilarious that a lot of them are globalists, but also a lot of them are communists, keep on shouting that the wall won't work, when in the past they very well understood that a wall will work, but the wall only works as long as it serves the communist agenda. While building a wall is important, also, more wall security will also be required, as well as a deportation force, which already is a branch of the US government. Now all we have to do is to get them to do their job. Now I've heard this argument that today's Republican Party is so xenophobic and so terrible and racist. They want to deport illegal aliens as if it's against the law or immoral. And those same liberals will say that the Republican Party has changed since the time of Eisenhower. While they are true in that assessment, and they wish we should go back to the time of Eisenhower, I actually agree with them. Eisenhower deported 1 million illegal aliens. Now, I would love that, but I would also like to boost the numbers up a bit. That is why we need also E-Verify. So there will be also self-deportation. Once we got that going, now we need to figure out how to assimilate the ones already here. And I'm not talking about illegal aliens. All of them should be deported. And if I ever hear amnesty from a Republican congressman or senator, that should be immediately disqualifying. We are talking about the legal immigrants who are already here. They need to be assimilated into the greater culture. That'll take some time. So there has to be a immigration moratorium for the next 20 or so years, as well as a strict look at the asylum process. Turns out a lot of those asylum seekers are actually scams. And while we're at it, get the votes to repeal Ted Kennedy's 1965 immigration bill, as well as take a good look at that anchor baby nonsense from the Supreme Court, passing a bill actively disqualifying the Supreme Court's judgment on that front. And of course, there are much more issues to need tending to, which we will discuss in future episodes. With that all being said, all of that I've proposed needs to be well and articulately explained to the American citizenry. A lot of minds still needs to be changed. While we do have enough votes to do a lot of what I've said, it's still not enough. We need much more votes. That is why the American public still needs some convincing in some particular areas throughout the country. That is why we need to further this conversation to them. So whenever you have the time, talk to your neighbors. Do debate strangers on the internet, as long as they are willing to have a substantive debate. By only trolling people, we won't get anywhere. This subject is the most important subject aside from voter integrity. Both are of equal importance. If you lose one or the other, you lose the country. All other matters take a backseat to the importance of these two subjects. The good news is, we can do these things simultaneously. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So while we're trying to protect our Second Amendment, First Amendment, and other amendment rights, and even rights that isn't enshrined in the Constitution, we also simultaneously have to protect these two important issues. For more on the subject, please read Ann Coulter's book, Adios America. I thank you very much for joining me on this subject and would love to hear from you. You can reach out to me on Truth Social at Aaron Friedman. Thank you very much. Please share this episode to get more attention on the subject. Thank you, and let's go, Brandon.